back to the winning mindset in one word?
Massive. Massive. Very, very massive.
The winning mindset has helped me to take full responsibility for my life.
It has opened my mind to possibilities.
The winning mindset has helped me become more intentional about my decisions.
The winning mindset has given me a template with which I approach life, and that's a template of possibilities. The fact that everything is possible. And that means that if everything is possible, I just need to know the price to pay to get the things that I want, go for it, and really go ahead and get it. Would you like to take charge of your life and grow yourself using life-changing principles? Join the Winning Mindset community using the link below and get access to amazing information and resources for your growth. See you inside.
I am at the Winning Mindset program. What I was for this program is that it was awesome! It was top the food. So the wonderful experience. It was very, very impactful and very interesting.
It was nice when I had a nice time.
I had a good time. I connected very easily. And the other speakers, amazing.
I wore blue today. Now I know this does not in any way change the price of rice in the market, but let me land now. Blue is the color of love. Okay, I think I'll rephrase that. Blue is my color of love. Maybe because it is my favorite color, my favorite person's favorite color, or the color that represents the place that I call home and the people that I call family. Blue changed my life. Okay, that sounded so dramatic, but really, it did. The vision of one intentional man is now changing the lives of tens of thousands of young people like myself, raising winners and kings in all spheres of life. Keyword, intentional. The results you see in my life today show exactly what will happen when you intentionally harness the power of the mind. This is what Blue represents. My name is Effie Johnson and I am a product of the winning mindset. I am also kind of like Papa's favorite child. Alright, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Blue is home. Welcome to the winning mindset. Welcome home.
This day. Now, so I've explained what the difference between a career and a job is, but there are other concepts that come to mind when we talk about the career, which I also want to be able to explain. So there is work. Now, work is different from a job, and this is, I'm saying this particularly to those who don't have work, don't have a job, those who are unemployed, those who are fresh graduates out of school, or those who lost their jobs, in the pandemic, or you are unemployed to a degree. And I want to explain this for these people to understand. So I get a lot of people who tell me, Bankole, there are no jobs out there. Even with COVID-19, it's a lot worse. The National Bureau of Statistics recently published, the unemployment rate in our country, Nigeria. And I strongly believe that it was understated. They said the unemployment rate is 27.1%. The last time that measurement was done was in the third quarter of 2018, and then it was 23.1%. Now it is 27.1%. Now, I do believe that that's understated. I strongly believe that it's somewhere between 33 and 35%, because job sites today are getting 5 times more hits, right, in COVID than they were before COVID. So if 5 times the number of people are visiting job sites, then it tells you that quite a number of people are looking for work. Now, whilst they may not seemingly be jobs, and I do believe that there are jobs, and I'll explain that, because there are jobs, it's just that we don't have the people with the skill for the jobs that exist. So people need to understand that with the adjustment that has happened with COVID and with the future of work, there are certain competencies that are necessary for you to begin to develop so that you can be adequately prepared for the opportunities for work that exist today. So people are recruiting. I know someone who's been trying to recruit for a particular role for going to 7 months now. Now, you say there are no jobs. There is a job. But the kind of skill that he's looking for, he hasn't found. So people need to begin to learn, go and read and research about the future of work and the competencies that are necessary for you to excel in these times so that you can upskill and be adequately prepared for the opportunities. So whilst I do understand that the amount of jobs available, right, are not enough when we compare them with the number of graduates that universities are churning out. So there is that mismatch. However, I do believe that there is work, right? There might not be jobs, but there is work. There's a distinction, right? Like I said, a job is a short-term engagement. So it's a formal engagement you go into for which the value you bring, you are paid a salary for that. That's the job. Work is different. Work is a problem that is waiting for somebody to pick it up. Did you hear what I said? Work is a problem that is waiting. It exists. It's waiting for somebody to pick it up and find a viable solution to solve it. Now, when that solution is found, that solution can be traded as value in exchange for money. So there is more than enough work. In fact, there is more than enough work, and I dare say, in comparison to the number of unemployed people. However, a lot of unemployed people are looking for jobs. And I do hope that you guys are getting what I'm saying. How do I know that there is work? The more problems we have in society, the more work that is required to fix the problems. And
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the June edition of the Winning Mindset. Welcome to the June edition of the Winning Mindset. If you are live right now, if you're already live in this session, please just go ahead and let me know exactly where you're joining in from. It's so amazing to be live in this particular edition. I've not been around for a while. Okay, I can see Roslyn Lasisi. If you're live right now, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're doing that, one thing I want you to do also is that if you know someone that is supposed to be live, if you know someone that is supposed to be here, okay, go ahead and share the link to this video with the person. Now, today is going to be extremely interesting. So go ahead and share that link. Go ahead and share that link right now with anybody that you're sure is supposed to be here. I can see some of you already telling me where you're joining from. So just go ahead and let me know where you're joining in from. Go ahead and let me know where you're joining me from. Okay, so we'll do a 30 seconds countdown. Then I'll come back here and I'll try to go through those comments. Okay, so I'll see people in 30 seconds. Okay, great. So I can see quite a number of you already joining in, and some of you have gone ahead to share this link with your friends. Okay, so I can see Osemenga. I hope I got that name right. Osemenga is joining from Lagos. Danlami Sunday joining from Kaduna. Hello, Sunday. Great to have you here. I can see Jedida. Jedida is joining from Kaduna. Amazing. I can see Bashirat Hamza joining from Lagos. Awesome. Great to have you here. Hello, Ayuba joining from Abuja. Great to have you here. Ahmadu Victor is joining from Zaria. I can see Paul Anthony from Nasarawa. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I can see Hannah from Kaduna. I can see Comfort from Zaria. Awesome. I can see Abel from Karatudu. Abel, what state is that? Karatudu. Amazing. Great to have you here. Hello, NN is joining from Abuja. Awesome. Great to have you here. If you're live right now, go ahead and let me know where you're joining on. But you're all welcome to the June edition of the Winning Mindset. My name is Fee Steven. I'm the team lead of the Winning Mindset team. And one of the first things I'll talk about just as we get started and get ready to get to learn from Mr. Emmanuel. I'm very much expectant for today's session. Okay, hello, Rosdin. Rosdin is joining from Abuja. Great to have you here. So now this is it. The Winning Mindset is a platform. For those of you that are just joining for the first time, maybe, is a platform that seeks to improve the lives of people through principles. Now, the Winning Mindset believes that the greatest driver of results is behavior. The Winning Mindset believes that behavior is the greatest driver of results. That means the way that you behave has the biggest impact on the kind of results that you have. Okay, so I always use this example a lot, right? For example, if you want a result called financial freedom, or if you want a result called financial increase, one of the behaviors that supports financial increase is called saving. So if you improve your saving habits, that means if you begin to save better, it is expected that you're going to have the result called financial increase. So that behavior translates almost directly to a result. That is exactly what the Winning Mindset is about. And it is principles, it is what you know that influences how you behave. You cannot behave more than what you know. That is just the truth. The reason why when you're thirsty, you go ahead and you look for water and you drink water, right? The major reason is because you know that it quenches your thirst. If you have a new information, if you get to know about a new information that there's something else that quenches thirst, there's a very high chance that you go ahead and do that too. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, right, there are several things that were given as guidelines. Okay, wash your hands, do this, do that. Now, among those guidelines, it is only the guidelines that you know that you will be able to do. So if you want to change your results, if you want to change your behavior, what you need to improve is your knowledge. You need to improve the things that you know, the principles that you are aware of, the things that you have at the back of your mind. So that when you are going ahead to act, when you're going ahead to do, okay, because your results are in the actions you take. So when you're going ahead to act, what happens is your actions, knowledge of, things that are right to do. That is how your behavior is changed, and that's how your results are also changed. Okay, so today is another one of those opportunities where we come together and we learn principles that can affect our behavior and also go ahead and affect our results. And the results that we're trying to get today is the result called productivity. The result called productivity. So if you're ready for this, can you go ahead and write productivity in the chat box? All right, just go ahead and type productivity. This is the result that we have lived this out over time. Someone that has lived this out over time, because productivity is a powerful force, very powerful force. In fact, if someone can get to a point where he or she is actually productive, okay, a point where practically every day of your life doesn't just come and go. You can track, you can see the things that you did that day, you can see how you moved forward that day. That's a point where you are able to command results that are not available to a common man.
productivity is very important. Very, very important. All right, I can see comfort. Comfort says productivity. Calvin, product. Amazing, amazing. So we're truly ready for this. Now, before we get to hear from Mr. Emmanuel, okay, one of the things I will talk about, okay, just before we get to receive from him, is the fact that productivity is, to a large extent, time dependent. Do you get that? If you got that, write it down. Productivity is time dependent. Yes, productivity is very much time dependent, and I'll explain. Now, this is it, right? We have this ability of thinking that the fact that we did not do something today does not mean we cannot do it. We can still do it tomorrow. And that is true to an extent. That is true to an extent. Let me give a very practical real world example. There are several openings, several opportunities, right? That when you see them, they are so good, you're reading it and you're like, oh my God, I have to apply for this, I have to apply for this. Until you get to a point where they say this opportunity is open for people between what? 18 and 23. And then you start thinking, what have I done with my life so far? Why? Because there's a time for productivity. It's very much time dependent, extremely time dependent. All right, so you can write that down. Productivity is time dependent. That means if you refuse to be productive within a particular range of time, that lack of productivity at that time has an ability to wait for you in the future. And sometimes, right, these things are things we realize after time has gone. There's some things that I got to find out that I'm like, oh, if I knew about this thing when I was still in school, there's no way I wouldn't have been this. There's no way I wouldn't have been that. But I found out about them after school. Organizations, openings. There are some openings, there are some opportunities, there are some offers that are available only for students. There are some offers that are available only for people that are doing their NYSC, for example. So you are doing your NYSC, but because you are not aware, because you do not know that productivity is time dependent, you are in a very relaxed state. You are extremely relaxed. Why? Because you are not aware of the urgency of productivity. There's an urgency. When you're aware of that urgency, even when you're in this type of session, you will try and remove every distraction. You will say that for the next, it's not even up to 2 hours anymore. For the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, I'm going to give my destiny this time and truly learn what it takes to become productive every day. You're going to tell yourself that I am tired of that life where days are passing and maybe after a week or 2 weeks, the month's about to come to an end, you now say, oh, what have I already done this month? No. There's a time when that is okay. But at a point in time, those attitudes of laziness has a way of coming together to punish you. Because there are things that are not for your good. So what must you do? You must get to a point where you 100% believe that whatever will come out of your life depends on you. Depends on your ability to make good use of what you have. And I'll tell you something. Do you know that productivity is almost impossible without what you have? You only produce with what you have. Yes. That means for us to push for productivity, for me to say, okay, Balkis, you need to be productive. Hannah, you need to be productive. Christiana, you need to be productive. I am already telling you indirectly that there is something you have. There's something I talk about a lot, and I say that there's this particular verse, okay, from the Bible that says that, okay, to him that has, one of my favorite verses of scripture, right? To him that has, more will be given. But to him that has not, even that which he has will be taken away. To him that has, more will be given. But to him that has not, even that which he has will be taken away. That means someone says he has not, but then they still says that which you have will be taken away. How do you take away from someone that doesn't have? That means it is not true that that person did not really have. It may just be that the person had, but the person did not recognize that he had. So because he didn't recognize it, that means we'll take that thing that he refused to recognize away. Are you following? So he has, but he failed to know that he has. And so because of that failure to recognize, that which he has will be taken away. So productivity starts from a point of recognizing that there are some things that I have. There are some things that I have that are available for me to use. That's the point you start from. That's the point you start. That's the realization it burns out from. Nobody has nothing. There's nobody that doesn't have anything at all. So when you realize that, you're able to make a list, take stock of the things that you have, and ask yourself, what is the productive use of this? This is a question. Write it down. So you ask yourself this question: what is the most productive use of this? Are you following? I have a smartphone. This is my phone. It's a Samsung, right? If I'm not able to ask myself the most productive use of this, there's a very high chance I'll underutilize it. Some of you are doing this with your relationships. Some of you are doing this with the people you have around you. You have people that are around you that are able to help you become better, help you grow, help you do things in a more excellent way. But then because you do not yet know that they will not be around you at this same level forever, you have refused to get to that point where you ask yourself, what is the most productive use of this relationship? What is the most productive use of this opportunity? What's the most productive use of this access? What's the productive use of my time? Because you have time. What's the most productive use of your sight, of your mouth? There's someone that doesn't really know what the most productive use of your mouth is that will say, okay, I want to use I'm dedicating the next 20 to 30 minutes to smoke. That's just what you want to do. That's for the next 30 minutes. You feel that's the most productive use of your time, right? If you're able to think this way, if you're able to ask yourself that question repeatedly, what is the most productive use of this? There is a very good chance that you will not be underutilizing the things that you have access to. There's a very good chance that you will not be underutilizing that. All right? What is the most productive use of this? I believe this is the question that some of you will get to sit down with yourself and ask yourself even after now. And when you're able to write out those uses, you go ahead and act on it. Now, one more thing I'll talk about just before the speaker comes up. Okay, he will join us very soon. Right? One more thing I'll talk about is what I call the deception of activity. Someone should write that down for me. The deception of activity. Because when we talk about productivity, one of the characteristics of productivity is that there are some things that need to be done. For you to produce, there has to be some things that you will do. For you to be productive, you cannot be productive by just doing nothing. See, when you're being productive, even sleep can become a productive activity. Why? Because you're not just sleeping aimlessly. You're sleeping because it's a necessity. It's a part of the plan. It's a part of your optimization plan. When you're being productive, everything you do with your time matters. Remember, I said productivity is a function of time. When you're being productive, everything you do with your time matters. But then there's what is called the deception of activity. The deception of activity happens when, because of the call to be productive, right, you get to a point where, you get to the point where you begin to do so much, right? You begin to do practically anything your hand finds to do. Anything at all that is invoked, anything at all that comes up that seems attractive, you pick it up. When you do that, you are gradually tilting towards what is called the deception of activity. You're gradually getting to a point where you'll be doing so much and having so little. Any productivity that is not targeted is not really productivity. It's not targeted at something. What are you trying to produce? What are you trying to build? What are you trying to create? The deception of activity happens when you're doing so much, but the so much you're doing is not, directed, is not guided, is not adding up together towards something that is real, towards something that is tangible. And it's something I see happen a lot. And if you think about it, you'll find out that it's something that may even be happening with you. But that's why this session exists, so that you can change that, so that you can get to the point where you rise above that. You must ask yourself, why am I doing the things I'm doing? Think about your day. Think about the things you did yesterday, for example. Practically all of them. How did you spend your time? Why did you spend your time that way? See, it's hard for you to be productive without being self-sincere. Everybody can lie to you, but if you lie to yourself, you will be down for a long time. You'll be down for a very long time. Everybody can lie to you, no matter what the person is. Everybody can lie to you. But then if you get to the point where you start lying to yourself, where you start deceiving yourself, you'll be down for a long time. So you get to that point of sincerity where you say, I have not been making the best use of my time so far. I've not really been maximizing the time that I have. I've not really been maximizing the resources that I have. I've not really been making the best use of the things that I have. But that is about to change. Why? Because I attended the June edition of the Winning Mindset, right? And they gave me the steps. They gave me the strategies for me to become productive every day. Because I attended the program and they told me, do this and do that and do this and do that for me to become productive every single day. Now, one of the biggest things that attacks productivity is distraction. I think I like the definition of distraction by our mentor, Mr. Elisha Marman, right? He says that distraction is any attraction that breaks your focus. Distraction is any attraction that breaks your focus. For some of you, one of the major reasons why you're not that productive is because of several things. It could be called the cares of the world, right? There are several things you're doing. There are several things that you're into. There are several things that you are trying to do. And while that has its place, while there's a point where you need to test out several things, it's important to know that peak productivity comes from choosing something and focusing on it for a period of time. The fact that you're focusing on one thing for a period of time doesn't mean you won't go for any other thing. No. It doesn't mean there is no other thing that can be done. No. Okay? It doesn't mean that. All right, sorry. So it doesn't mean that there's no other thing that can be done. But you're trying to be sure that your target, your focus is on one thing per time. Okay, so that is really important for you to know. Very, very important. All right, so that's why this session has been put together. And I myself, I'm going to be here learning. I'm going to be backstage learning, okay? Because I have seen that the more productive I became, the more profitable I became. See, people are looking for profitability without productivity. That's how they become thieves. You want to be profitable without being productive. You want to be profitable without being productive. I noticed that the more I became productive, the more I was able to own my day. The more I was able to know that these are the things I will do today. These are the things I need to do to have this or to get this done. I found out that my profitability increased. So that's why I'm here again. I'm going to be learning. I'm going to be listening to the session so that I can increase my own productivity. I don't know if you're interested in increasing yours too. Okay? If you're interested, you can go ahead and write, I will increase my productivity. Go ahead and write, I will increase my productivity. Because productivity can always be increased, right? There's no one size fits all. It can always be increased. It can always be moved from one level to the other. So this morning we'll be having someone I respect so much. His consistency amazes me, and someone that I've been learning for years now. I will be having him share with us what is called what is themed Productivity Accelerator. strategies to become productive every single day. If you know someone that needs to be here right now, go ahead and invite the person, let the person come. I can see Paul says I will increase my productivity. Aderayo, awesome. Comfort, Tolu, amazing. We're ready for today. So please join me. Please join me as we welcome to the Winning Mindset stage for the June edition, Mr. Emmanuel Ahmadu. He's joining in right now. He'll be live on screen right now. Amazing.
Whoa! Can you hear me, Fee?
I can hear you clearly. It's great to have you live.
Wow. I'm super excited to be here. I've just been learning, drinking from your wisdom. Thank you so much. You know, even if we end today's session here, you know, I'm very sure that we've learned quite a great deal. Thank you so much, Fee. Thank you so much, Fee. I'm super excited to be here, you know, on this platform. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here, sir. It's great to have you. I'm sure that everyone is ready to learn. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the backstage. I'll allow you just go right into it. And then, you know, for the next 1 hour, we'll just go ahead and learn exactly how to be productive in our lives. So thank you so much, sir. And you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Fee. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm super excited to be here. Guys, if you can hear me loud and clear, I want you to comment, I am ready to learn. I am ready to learn. Go ahead and comment, I am ready to learn in the comment section. If you are ready for me, go ahead and comment, I am ready to learn. I assure you what I'm about to share with you guys today is not my opinion. These are the keys that guarantee results. These are the keys that produce results. You see, these are the ancient parts. These are principles. As long as you are going to be successful, you must be working in these principles. You know, there is nobody that can succeed outside of principles. Principles guarantee results. Principles make results predictable. And we want to consider one of those principles, you know, a body of principle called productivity. And I assure you, if you pay attention to what I'm about to share with you, your life will not remain the same. Okay, make sure you stick with me. It's going to be a journey. Make sure you stick with me to the very end. If there is anybody you know that needs to join you, if there's anybody you know that needs to be here, go ahead and invite them. If you have a brother, a loved one, you know, close by, tell them to come and watch with you. Okay, what I'm about to share with you is not my opinion. It is not just head knowledge. They are based on principles, not even fact. Principles guarantee results. Don't forget that. Principles guarantee results. For example, if I jump from a building, I will go down. There is no way I am going to float because I'm obeying a law, a principle called the law of gravity. So if I jump from a building, the natural consequence is that I will fall. So what I'm about to share with us, it is not just my opinion. It is based on principle, and we are considering the foundation. I consider productivity to be the foundation of success, okay? So I want you to, you know, get a pen, get a notebook to jot down striking points. If you hear me say something striking, make sure you comment. You can comment mind blown. You can comment this is amazing. Just make sure you say something, you know, as you learn. It is very important that you engage. Okay, before we get started, I really want to appreciate my mentor, Elisha Maman, for this wonderful privilege. I really do not take it for granted to share on this platform. You know, it is truly a big deal for me, and I consider it a privilege. And I pray that God will continue to bless and increase him, and also increase this platform. I really want to appreciate the Winning Mindset team. Fee is the team lead. I really want to appreciate you guys for the work that you are doing with our boss. Okay, he's our boss, he's our mentor. So thank you so much for the work that you are doing. It is my prayer that Winning Mindset will continue to grow and grow and grow, not just to transform the people in this nation, but the nations of the world. Okay, so kudos to you guys for what you are doing, and I pray for more grace to do more and more of the same. Okay, God bless you. To everyone listening to me, thank you so much for lending me your ears. Thank you so much for, you know, making the sacrifice of data. I want to assure you that the sacrifice you are making will yield return. Okay, you are investing. Many people want to grow, many people want to become better, but they are not willing to invest in themselves. You can't grow that way. Whatever you don't invest in, whatever you don't focus on, will not grow. It is common sense. If I continue to watch movies every day, I can't grow because I'm not investing in myself. You see, the first law of investment is that you must put in. You must put in. And to put in requires sacrifice. You can't reap what you do not sow. If you do not sow, you cannot reap. So what you are doing now is that you are sowing, and you will reap the rewards of your sowing. So I really want you to pay attention to what I am about to share. Don't just listen to be informed, listen to be transformed. Let me repeat that. Do not just listen to be informed, listen to be transformed. You see, information does not change people. Just because you receive information does not mean your life will be transformed. It is information that is understood. You must first understand it, okay? You receive it, you understand it, and then you engage it consistently. That's the only way you are going to produce results. You must receive, understand, and engage. Receive, understand, and engage. And you cannot receive if you are distracted. So you must pay attention, okay? It is when you understand. This is why many people continue to attend trainings, read books, and they are not seeing any transformation in their life because they are just accumulating information. They are not paying attention. You must pay attention, okay? Sometimes you need to be writing. Sometimes, you need to focus all your attention on what is being said. And I assure you, if you give in your time, to this truth, I assure you, your life will not remain the same. So pay attention, listen to understand and to apply, not just to be informed. Don't just say, wow, Emmanuel Ahmadu is dishing us value. Wow, value. That's what many people do when they attend trainings. And this is why they are not seeing any transformation in their life. Remember this, information does not transform. Information in itself, knowledge in itself does not transform. It is knowledge that is received, understood, and engaged consistently. Received, understood, and engaged consistently. And most time, it takes a long while to understand. So you need to stay with that information. Some of you need to listen to this recording at least 3 times to get the information. You need to listen to it at least 3 times because there are 3 levels of assimilation. There are 3 levels of assimilation. The first is awareness. The second level is understanding. The third level is conviction. Awareness, understanding, and conviction. Many people are in the realm of awareness, and that is why they don't see any result. It is when you continually listen to information, you pay attention to it, that's when you understand it, and that's when it becomes a conviction because it becomes easy to do. Most of the things I'm going to be sharing, they are not necessarily things that you are hearing for the first time. They will sound, new, but they are not necessarily new, okay? It is because we are not engaging it. That's why we are not seeing results. So although they are simple, they are based on principle. Please, it is very important so that I don't just share and then you just receive information and there is no transformation in the coming days or in the coming weeks. I assure you, if you apply, because this is about productivity, if you apply what I'm about to share with you diligently, it will not take up to 2 weeks. I assure you, 14 days is more than enough for you to begin to see results. These are the things that I apply in my own life, and I continue to see results day in, day out. Okay, so it is very important. Pay attention, receive, understand, and engage. Receive, understand, and engage. You need to pay attention. Don't be distracted. Many of you might be probably, watching these, doing something else. Don't do that. Focus intently. Get a pen. I even have my notebook here. While Fee was teaching, I was just, paying attention to what he was saying. That's how you are transformed, when you pay attention. Okay, I truly hope that makes sense. So I urge us, to just do what I've said, and I guarantee you are going to get the maximum value from what I'm about to share. Okay, so let's jump right into what I have for us today. I've been asked to talk to us about Productivity Accelerator. Productivity Accelerator, how to be productive every day. I want to start with a quote by Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is an American, I think he's in Canada or so, but he's a well-known leadership expert. He deals with personal growth, personal development. He was quoted to say that many people live the same year 75 times and they call it a life. Let me repeat. Many people, Robin Sharma, he said that many people live the same year 75 times and they call it a life. They live the same year, 2001, 2002, 2003, up to 2075. And at the end of that 75 years, they say, I have lived a life. You see, you must realize that just because you are counting the years, just because you are counting the months, just because you are counting the days, is not a guarantee that you are making progress. There are many people who are in the same place that they were in 2015. There are many people that are in the same place they are in June as they were in January. And you know that many people are not making progress in life. We continue to say happy new month, happy new month. But if we are sincere to ourselves, if we are sincere to our, you can deceive people or you cannot deceive yourself. If we are really sincere with ourselves, we will know that we are not making any progress. We are not making any meaningful progress. The only thing that is advancing for most people is their age. And that is very, very bad. That the only thing that is growing is your age. That's a sad reality for many people. Many people are just counting. Many people are waiting for July to come now so that they will say happy new month. The question is, what have you achieved? What have you achieved from January till June? What have you achieved from 2010 to 2020? You see, it is not about the years. It is about the life that you put in the years. It is not about the number of years that you live. It is not about the number of months. It is quite sad. Many people are truly just advancing in age. That's why you see somebody who is 25, 30 years, 35. There is no meaningful progress in their life. There is no meaningful progress. There's no meaningful result. And that's because the passage of time does not guarantee progress. You might want to write that down. The passage of time does not guarantee progress. The passage of time does not guarantee progress. Very important. And you must realize that your happiness is tied to your progress. I hope I'm making sense here. Your happiness is tied to your progress. You can never be happy if you are not making progress. Ask Dangote, as rich as Dangote is, if Dangote does not make any more money in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, he will become unhappy. I think it was, I don't know who sang the song, Dangote, 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 still they find money. I think it was Burna Boy or so. I'm not one that listens to, secular music, but, just getting to hear this, walking on the street, But imagine that Dangote, as wealthy as he is still looking for money. That's because happiness does not come from what you have accumulated. Happiness comes from the fact that you are making progress, that you are better tomorrow than the way you are today, that you are better in the next 1 hour than you are at this particular time. So happiness comes from when you make progress. So if the only thing that is advancing is your age and you are not making any tangible progress, you will not be happy with your life. It will be impossible for you to be happy. This is why many people are frustrated. This is why many people are sad, because their age is moving forward. The years are counting: 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2000. Nothing tangible is happening in their life. There is no result. There is no progress. And you will be frustrated if you are in one position. You will be frustrated. It is a guarantee. Progress is what brings happiness. Okay, very important. Progress is what brings happiness. You can never be happy if you are not making progress. Progress is what brings fulfillment. Progress is what brings joy. You see, let's imagine, remember when you bought your phone, you were so excited that you got a new phone. But what happened 6 months later? You got tired of the phone. Why? Because you are not progressing. If you buy another phone now, you will be happy. That's how it is. We were designed to be fulfilled when we are making progress. We were designed to be fulfilled when we are advancing, not just when time is passing. It's two different things. That time is passing is not a guarantee that you are moving forward. That time is passing is not a guarantee that you are making progress. You see, very, very important. There are two very important points I want to share with us before I delve properly into what I have for us today. Two very important points I want to share with us. Make sure you take note of that. You can write it down. Very important. You can write it down. The first point I want us to note is that time doesn't change anything. Time does not change anything. It is what you do with time and in time that changes things. Let me repeat. The first point I want you to note, I said I'll share 2 points with us before I delve into what I have for us today, how to be productive on a daily basis. The first point I said is time does not change anything. It is what you do with time and in time that changes your result. You see, if you do not sow anything, it's rainy season now. Many people are going to the farm to plant. Okay, they are going to the farm to plant. Now, if you do not plant anything in this rainy season, during harvest season, you can't expect to harvest anything, even though time has passed. Are you getting the point? Time does not change anything. It is what you do with time and in time that changes results. I said, if you do not sow anything in this rainy season, okay, many people are going to the farm to plant. If you sit down in your house and say, I want to relax, let me enjoy the weather for 2, weather for 3, let me relax. You get what I'm saying? Let me watch movies, let me have fun. And then towards the end of the year, during harvest season, you go to the farm and you say, I want harvest. I want to harvest something. That's foolishness, because you did not sow anything in time. You did not do anything with time. It is those that sow in time and with time that see results. So the passage of time does not change anything. A lot of people say, in the next 10 years, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be wealthy. That's a foolish statement. Although it is a good statement. But if you do not do anything with time, it is not what you say you will become. It is what you do with your time. A person who doesn't have a vision for the future, but is maximizing his time on a daily basis, will be more fruitful than somebody who has a big future, but is not doing anything with his time today. So it is very, very key that you understand this. This is the first point I want you to take note of. Time does not change anything. Many people, we have been deceived, that just because time is counting, I assure you 2030, you'll still be the same place you are if you are not doing anything with time and in time. With time and in time. What are the seeds you are sowing today that will guarantee that you will enter into the future that you see tomorrow? Very, very important. You will never enter a future that you did not work for today. You will never enter a future tomorrow that you are not working for today. It is what you do with your today that determines where you will end up tomorrow. Very, very simple. It's a principle. Remember, I told us at the beginning that I am not going to be sharing my personal opinion. I'm going to be speaking based on principles. And it is a principle. It's called the law of seed time and harvest time. You cannot reap what you did not sow. It is what you sow that you will reap. So the passage of time is only a revealer. Time reveals what you have done with your time. Did you hear that? Time reveals what you have done with your time in time. Time reveals what you have done with your time in time. Very, very key. Many people, act like armed robbers. We want to get out of time what we have not put in it. But time doesn't change anything. If you just take if you take a pot and you fill it up with rice, you put water inside, just go and put it on a stove, without putting on the gas. Okay, you just put it on the stove. In the next 30 years, will the food get cooked? No, you have to put on the gas. You have to do something to ensure that that food is cooked. If you take a seed and you put it on a tile on the floor, that seed will not grow. Why? Because even if you give it 100 years, it will not grow because you did not intentionally plant the seed. Time does not change anything. Time only reveals what you are doing with time in time. What you are doing with your time in time. So that's the first point I want us to take note of as we make progress. First point I want us to take note on productivity. The second point, if we are getting value, I want us to comment value. Make sure you comment value. I'm also streaming on YouTube here. Go ahead and comment value so I get to see the comments. Comment value if you have been getting value so far. If what I am saying is making sense, go ahead and comment value. Go ahead and comment value. Okay, I want to know that you guys are following. I'll share the second point very shortly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Otutu Osemenga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Faith, thank you. Who else? Chinode Ode, thank you so much. Okay, so let's make progress. The second point I want you to take note on productivity is that just because you are busy does not mean you are making progress. Listen to me. Busyness is not equals to progress. Just because you are busy does not mean you are making progress. Now, this is very, very vital. A lot of us, Fee calls it the deception of time. I think, just because you are doing a lot of things, just because every day you are moving. You see, a lot of people, we have tied progress to motion. And this is one thing I want you to shake off. A lot of people think that people who succeed are people who hustle the most. There are people who, they are moving about. They are moving about. They are moving about. They are the ones who are doing so many things. They are on Facebook. They are on YouTube. They are the ones engaging too many activities. That is a deception. It's a lie. The second point I said is that being busy does not mean you are making progress. That you are busy is not a guarantee that you are making progress. There are many people who should be attending this live broadcast right now, but if you ask them, why didn't you attend the broadcast, or why are you not watching, they'll say, I don't have time, I'm busy. Have you seen people like that? I don't have time. Read a book, I don't have time. Come and attend this seminar, I don't have time. They always don't have time. But at the end of every year, there is no meaningful result in their life. That's because of this point I'm sharing with you, that being busy, just because you are engaging a lot of activities, is not a guarantee that you are moving forward. Just because you are engaging a lot of activities, just because you are doing so much, and you see that a lot. You see people on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. You see a lot of people on WhatsApp. Ask them what they are doing. They say, I'm hustling. You see somebody on the street moving about from point A to point B. Ask them what are they doing. They say, I'm busy. I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm doing a lot. You will never, ever, ever, ever be productive just by being busy. Okay, very important. Busyness is not equal to productivity. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine that a car that is fully loaded with fuel is moving in a roundabout. That reminds me, there was a time many, many years ago, I had the opportunity to travel to Lagos for a conference. And then when we went, it was our first time going to conference. It was a youth conference. And the guy who was driving the car, we got to a roundabout. And then I noticed that we had cycled the same place 3 times. It was the third time. And I said, Oga, this is where we just left just now. And he was surprised. He was like, it's true. We had to ask for direction before we were able to make our way. But you see, if we had continued to move, we would think we are making progress. If we continue to if we're in motion, see, I want you to stop. Many people need to stop. Many of us we are just busy. We are not making any progress. Where are you going with your life? Where are you headed? You know, it is like a man who just goes to the street and stop a bike, and the bike say, where are you going? He said, just take me anywhere. That's how many of us are living our lives. We are not moving with intention. We are not productive. And this is why year in, year out, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, there is nothing tangible in your life. There is nothing tangible in your business. You are doing a business, your profit for this year is less than your profit for last year. It is almost as if you are moving backwards. That's how many people are living their life. So busyness is not equal to productivity. Remember, the first point I shared is that time does not change anything. Time is a revealer. Time only reveals what you are doing with time in time. The second point I said, being busy does not mean you are making progress. Just because you are doing a lot, and many of us need to stop. I want you to write down a list of the things that you have been doing in the past week and ask yourself, where are these activities taking me to? Many of us need to pause. We are just running. We are just running nowhere. Running nowhere. Come and listen to a broadcast. Come and attend, read a book. I'm busy. Busy doing what? That's the question. Busy doing what? Very, very important. And here is it. There are consequences for being busy without progress. The first consequence of being busy without making progress is that you will be exhausted and frustrated. Did you hear that? You will be exhausted and frustrated when you are busy without progress. Imagine a car that keeps moving in circles, or it keeps moving to and fro without advancing. At some point, the car will break down. At some point, either something will happen to the car, it will break down. Because remember what I said, your joy, your fulfillment comes from the awareness that your life is moving forward. The moment you are aware that your life is not advancing, the moment you are aware that your life is not moving forward, you will automatically begin to be frustrated. You will become depressed because you're asking yourself, why am I doing so many things? I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on TikTok. You know, every day I wake up and I'm engaging a lot of activities, but year in, year out, my finances no show. You know, nobody is placing a demand on my grace. Nobody is noticing me. My visibility poor. My life is just a complete mess. So that's the first thing that happens when you are moving, when you are busy without progress, when you are being busy without progress. The second thing that happens when you are being busy without making progress is that you will waste resources. You will waste resources. You will waste resources. A car that continues to go in cycles, what is happening? Is burning fuel. Is burning fuel. And for you, your fuel is your time. See, if you waste this year, nothing will happen. But the thing I want you to know is that you are not going to be 25 years forever. You are not going to be 30 years forever. As you are wasting time being busy without being productive, a time will come you will not have the strength to do the things that you want to do. A time will come you will not have the energy to do the things that you want to do. This is why many people don't know. Time is a resource that can finish. You don't have forever to be wasting your time. You don't have it forever to be guessing with your time, just doing activities. Many of us, you know, I can't believe that I'll be 30 next year. And I just celebrated my 29th birthday. And you know, anytime I think of it, I just remember when I was 21 years old. Just like yesterday, it was almost like, oh, this young guy, young chap, you have a lot going on for you. You have a lot. But look at how time flies. When did we celebrate? When did we celebrate New Year? Now you won't believe that we will soon be wrapping up June. We'll soon be entering July, the second half of the year. See how time flies. So you don't have the time to be wasting being busy, engaging activities that are not moving you forward. This is why you need productivity. This is why you need to be productive. I'm just helping us to see reasons why you need to take productivity seriously. One day I'm going to die. One day you are going to die. You see, will I come to the point of death and say, I wish I was more intentional about my time. I wish I was more serious with my time. You know, there's a portion of the Bible that says it is good for a young man to bear his yoke in his youth. It is good. It is good. The Bible did not say it is a compulsion, but it says it is good for you to bear your yoke in your youth. What is the yoke? The time to do meaningful activities is when you are young. You see, but when you waste your time of your youth in distraction, you are just doing so many things, but you are not moving forward. A time will come, you will no longer have the time or the energy to do the things that are important. So you must sit down. And I urge you, if you are 25 years and below and you're watching this is a time to begin to pay attention to your life and your destiny. Some of us need to cut off on all the activities we have been doing for the next 1 week and just sit down and ask, where am I really going with my life? Because many of us have been going in circles. We have been going in circles. Being busy, moving is not equal to progress. You can be moving in the wrong direction. You can be moving in the same direction, in the same place. So just because you are moving, just because you are doing a lot of things, does not mean you are making progress. And I said there are two consequences to motion without progress. Number one, I said you'll be exhausted, you'll be frustrated, because you notice that you're expending energy, but then your life is not advancing. And it is a very, very painful, very, very bad place to be. That year in, year out, I'm just hoping for time to change things. I'm just waiting for time to change things. It's a very bad place to be. And I said number two, the second consequence is that you are wasting resources. You are wasting time. Time is the most precious resource. You don't have time. You don't have the time forever. You can continue to be watching movie series for the next 5 years. But I assure you, a time will come, you will look back and wish you did something more productive with your time. So very, very important. These are the 2 points I want us to take note of as we make progress. The first point is that time does not change anything. Time is a revealer. Time only reveals what you are doing with time in time. It is what you do that determines your result, not the passage of time. The second point is that just because you are busy does not mean you are making progress. Okay. So before I share with us, I'm just going to share with us 3 keys, 3 very powerful keys. And I want us to pay attention to them. 3 powerful keys to be productive with your time on a daily basis. Because remember what I said, your productivity is tied to your progress. Okay? Your productivity is tied to your progress. What is productivity? Productivity is simply the ability to use time effectively and efficiently. Productivity is your ability to direct time to do meaningful work that would drive you to a desired result or a desired destination. It is efficient use of your time. That's a layman's definition of productivity. That you are being circumspect with your time. That what many people will achieve in 10 years, because you are being circumspect with your time, because you are being intentional with your time, you are able to achieve it in 1 year. Have you not seen people who are 35? If you build your house, your first house at age 55, you were not productive with your years. If you buy your first car at age 40 or 45, you were not productive with your years. You see, productivity is the ability to compartmentalize time, to compress time and achieve a huge result within a short period of time because you are being effective. You are being effective. You are being effective. So that's the whole idea about productivity. Productivity is simply means being circumspect with your time, being intentional about how you use your time. You see, your time, the unit of your destiny is your time. Time is the currency that you exchange for destiny. Time is the currency you exchange for destiny. Time is the currency you exchange for destiny. You will go nowhere if you abuse time. Anybody who is abusing their time, they are abusing their destiny. I always tell people, anything you give your time to, you are giving your life. You are giving a part of your destiny to. So when you spend 7 hours watching Big Brother, what you are doing, you are giving Big Brother a part of your life. When you spend 6 hours watching movies. You are giving movies a part of your life. When I spend 2 hours reading, I'm trading my time for destiny. This is the mentality that people have. Your time is a currency. You are using it to purchase destiny. Many people are using it to purchase very mundane, foolish things. You use your time to just go and flex. I know it is good to socialize. It is good, to relax and have fun. But many people are overdoing it. You see people going to weddings that nobody invited them to. You see people attending parties that nobody invited them to, just because they have access time. You see. So you must be circumspect with your time. You must be intentional with your time. So I want to share with us 3 keys. Remember what I said, it is what you do with your time that will determine what you will get out of it. It is what you do with your time that will determine what you get out of it. So very quickly, I want to share 3 keys. 3 keys. Are we ready? 3 keys. Go ahead and comment, I am ready for the keys. I am ready for the keys. If you're ready, I want to share 3 keys to becoming productive with your day. How do you master your day? Let me tell you, it was Mike Murdoch who said that what you do every day will determine who you become permanently. I repeat, Mike Murdoch said, what you do every day will determine what you become permanently. I can see what your future will be like by looking at what you do on a daily basis. It is your ability to master your 24 hours that will determine how far you will go with life. If you waste your 24 hours, if you waste every day, I assure you, you are going nowhere. It doesn't matter what God has shown you. It doesn't matter what you are seeing. It doesn't matter what pictures you have on your wall. If you are not intentional with your 24 hours, there are people who wake up in the morning, they just browse, watch Brother Shaggy, move up and down, look for people to visit. They are not doing anything meaningful with their time. And you ask them, who do you want to become? They say, I want to become like Dangote. I want to become like Alibaba. I want to become like Elon Musk. Who told you? Do you know what these guys did with their time? Remember, time is the currency you trade for destiny. Time is the currency that you trade for destiny. Okay, so I want to share 3 keys for maximizing your time on a daily basis. 3 very, very vital and powerful keys to maximize your time on a daily basis. And remember, it is how productive you are with your time that will determine whether you will be making progress or not. And I said your happiness, your fulfillment is tied to your progress. The first key to maximizing your 24 hours, the first and should I say the most important key to maximizing your 24 hours is that you must have a clear and compelling goal or vision. I want you to write that down. The first key to maximizing your time on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, is to have a clear, take note of those words, clear and compelling goal or vision. Something that pulls you, something that is greater than today. Remember what I said. Productivity, progress is tied to productivity. If you are moving in a circle, you are just being busy, you are not making any progress. The first key to being productive is that you have a destination. You know where you are going. You must have a clear and compelling goal or vision. What do you want to achieve by the end of this year? When December comes, what do you want to say? Emmanuel, Ahmadu, I am proud of you. You achieved this. I'm not saying something that somebody wants you to achieve. Something that if you achieve will bring you joy and fulfillment. It must be something that comes from your heart. It must be something that is compelling enough. Because you see, the reason why many of us, procrastinate and lack self-discipline is because we do not have a vision. We do not have something that we are looking up to. You will be naturally distracted. You will be naturally, it will be natural for you to procrastinate when you don't have something in the future that you are looking up to. There must be something. You know, it reminds me of the scripture that says that, talking about Jesus, he said, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. It was because of the joy that was before him that he was able to endure the cross. What is your joy? What is that thing that if you achieve? I don't need to tell you. For somebody, it could be making your first 1 million naira. For somebody else, it could be meeting with a mentor. For somebody else, it could be traveling to Dubai. What is that thing that if you achieved this year, something that you know that if you achieve, you will be so excited. You will be so excited. It will be something that energizes you. There must be something. You see, when people give up the instant gratification of pleasure today for a long-term reward, is because there is something far that they are seeing. It is something far that they are seeing. There are two things that having a vision or a goal does for you. There are two things that having a vision or a goal does for you. Number one, it gives you a sense of direction. It gives you a destination. So you have a sense of direction. The first thing that a vision or a goal does for you, that it gives you direction. So you know where you are going to. So productivity is now directional. Productivity must be directional for it to be productivity. Productivity without direction is just hustle, is hustle. Productivity without direction is hustle. So for productivity to be effective, it must be directional. Where are you going? So a vision or a goal gives you a sense of direction. It gives you a destination. I want to travel to Dubai. By the end of this year, I'm going to go to Dubai. I want to be able to expose my mind. You know, I want to make my first 1 million naira. I want to buy my mother a house. I want to be able to secure a major deal with Dangote. You see it? I want to be able to buy my mother a car. It must be something that drives you. Productivity must be directional. It gives you a sense of destination. That's the first thing, that having a goal or a vision. Remember, I said the first key to being productive on a daily basis is to have a clear and compelling goal or vision, something that drives you, something that makes you move forward, something that makes you jump out of bed. That's what I'm saying. What is that thing that you can set that will make you hurry out of bed on a daily basis? You want to jump. You want to jump out of bed. You want to jump out of bed. I am so eager. I need to achieve this. I need to go forward. I need to move forward. What's that thing you are looking for? What's that thing you are looking for? And I said, having a goal or a vision, it instills in you a sense of direction. And I said, productivity is not possible without direction, because it's like going in a circle. Now you have something to look forward to. Now you have something that if you achieve, it will bring you joy. It will bring you fulfillment. It will make you excited. Very, very important. Productivity must be directional for it to be effective. The second thing that having a goal and a vision does for you is that it instills self-discipline in you. You know, it reminds me of the scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain, so that he that reads it may run with it. There is a direct relationship between the vision, the clarity of the vision, and your ability to run with it. You must write down that goal. It must be something that is compelling. You see, self-discipline is not magic. Self-discipline does not just come like that. There is a dimension of self-discipline that comes from your vision or your goal. That's why I said the goal or vision that you write down must be something that you are hungry for, something you really, really want to achieve, something that you are willing to give up sleep, you are willing to give up movies, you are willing to give up parties, you are willing to give up everything to achieve that one thing. You see, very, very, these things I share with you, they are not just opinions, they are principles. Ask Mr. Elisha Maman, ask Fee Steven, ask anybody who is thinking success. These are the things that drive successful people. They have a vision. They have a vision. Elon Musk has a vision to put men on Mars. He has a goal. You see it. Ali Baba, or any successful person. I just heard that Dangote started exporting fertilizer to US and UK. He had a vision, he had a goal. This is what drives people. Success is a function of having a goal. What is success to me might be different from what is success to you. And this is how we differentiate what success means to us, by defining our destination, by defining where we want to go with our lives, what we want to do with our lives. A clear and compelling goal. Let me give us a quick assignment. What is that one thing that if you achieve between now and December in the next 6 months, it will make a huge difference for you? I want you to write it down. What is that one thing? It could be, it doesn't have to be something that makes sense to me. It just has to be something that makes sense to you, something you really want. It could be making your first million. It could be building your house. It could be buying a land. It could be traveling to Dubai. It could be getting a promotion. It could be getting a first class. It could be, securing a project. Whatever it is, write it down. What is that one thing that you know that if you achieve, it will bring you the greatest joy and fulfillment by the end of the year? This is how you are this is how you will be productive, by having a clear and compelling vision, a clear and compelling goal that drives you, that pushes you, that gives you a sense of direction and instills discipline in you. A sense of direction. I know where I'm going. When I wake up in the morning, I know what I want to achieve. So when I'm reading books, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. When I wake up in the morning and I'm reading, it's because I have seen a vision that I will become the #1 personal development trainer in the whole of Africa. So when I wake up and I'm building myself and I'm investing in myself, it's a vision that I carry in my head, that I want to be a world-renowned personal development trainer. I want to be a transformation in an electrifying transformational speaker. This is why I invest in myself. I have a vision that compels me. Very, very important. So that's the first point, the first key to being productive on a daily basis. The second key to being productive, I truly hope we're getting value. The second key is that you must plan every day. You must plan every day. You must plan let it get into your subconscious mind. You must plan every day. I want you to repeat after me as you listen to this. Say, I must plan every day. I want you to say that. I must plan every day. Emmanuel, you must plan every day. Listen to me. Whatever you do not plan for, you will waste. Whatever you do not plan for, you will waste. And if you do not plan your 24 hours, you will waste your 24 hours. Did you hear that? If you do not plan your 24 hours, you will waste your 24 hours. This is why a lot of people waste time. Let me give you an analogy. I want you to imagine going to the market. You see, going to the market without a budget. You go to the market with 20K. You don't have a budget of what you want to buy, but you have 20K in your pocket. I assure you, you will buy things that you don't need. You will waste that money. True or false? If I am correct, I want you to type you are correct. You are correct. Type you are correct, sir, in the comments. That if you go to the market without a budget, you will end up wasting that money. You will end up wasting that money because you did not plan the money. You did not plan how you use the money. Planning is hard, but it is a necessity. Listen to me. It is a personal philosophy that I have, that for every 1 minute I spend planning, I save 10 minutes of time that I would have wasted. For 1 minute that I spend planning, I save 10 minutes that I would have wasted. Many people do not plan their day. You just wake up in the morning and begin to do anything that you want to do. It's like going to the market without a budget. You end up buying, you buy a plastic, you buy a cup. Most of these things, you don't need them. But because you did not plan how you will spend the money, you ended up wasting the money. You ended up wasting the money. A day that you do not plan, you will waste. A day that you do not plan, you are going to waste. you do not plan your 24 hours, you will waste your 24 hours. So usually the night before, I always write down the things I want to do the next day. Having a to-do list is not hard work. You must have a to-do list. Start every day with a to-do list, okay? A to-do list is a list of activities you want to engage. Usually I tell myself, what are the 3 most productive activities I can do today? And what you want to learn is that you don't want to do too many things. You don't want to do too many things. Remember what I said? See, it is not in being busy. There is a rule called the Pareto's 80-20 principle. The Pareto's 80-20 principle. According to Pareto's 80-20 principle, it is said that only 20% of the activities that you do on a daily basis contribute 80% of the result. 20% of the activities you engage on a daily basis produce 80% of the result. In other words, if you have 10 things to do, only 2 of those activities will contribute 80% of your result. So your assignment is to find that 20% of activities. I don't do more than 3 things most of the time in a day. I just ask myself, Emmanuel, what are the 3 things you need to do to achieve? Remember, the first key I said is you have a clear and compelling goal, a clear and compelling vision. So I ask myself, what is the 3 things I need to do today that will drive me towards my goal? What are the 3 things I need to do today that will drive me towards my vision? What are the 3 things I need to do today that will help me maximize my time and help me achieve my results within a short period of time? I write it down. It could be read for 20 minutes. It could be pray for 2 hours. It could be write a book, for 2 hours. Whatever it is, I write it down. This is how you are being productive. Whatever you don't plan for, you will waste. Money that you do not plan for, you will waste. Time that you do not plan for, you will waste. And remember, I said time is the currency. Time is like money. It is the currency you use to purchase destiny. Time is the currency you use to purchase destiny. If you waste time, you are wasting destiny. So you want to ensure that you plan your time. After this live broadcast, I know what I'm going to do next because I have it written down. I'm not saying you should micromanage your time, but at least, see, you must have a system for planning your day. Basically, besides planning my day, I have sectioned my day into 3 halves. Into 3 parts. I have a time for taking action, I have a time for resting, and I have a time for building and learning. Did you get that? I have a time for taking action, I have a time for resting, and I have a time for building and learning. Okay, so between 8 a.m. and 12, between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. is my time for taking action. Between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. is my time for resting. Usually between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. That's when I sleep. That's when I check social media. Then between 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. sometimes is my time for learning. So I section my day. So usually if I have anything to do, I schedule it within my action time. And I work in for the sake of time, I might not be able to go into details in these things, but make sure you follow me on my social media. You can follow me on WhatsApp. I don't know if my number can be displayed, but you can follow me on WhatsApp. These are most of the things that are a desire, a burden for me, to ensure that people are intentional about their life by being intentional about their time. So you want to section your day like that. A time for action, a time for resting, a time for learning. Then you have a to-do list. Within your time for taking actions, there are 3 things you want to do. I work in cycles of 2 hours, and I rest 15 minutes in between those times. So I work for 2 hours, then I rest for 15 minutes. Then I work for another 2 hours, I rest for 15 minutes. Then I work for another 2 hours, I rest for another 15 minutes. Then basically just 3 things a day that I do that shifts me forward. I have just about 4 minutes left, and I really want to maximize it. So I'll jump right into the last point, the last key to maximizing your time on a daily basis. The first key I said is that you have a clear and compelling goal or vision. The second key I said is to plan your day. Plan your day. Listen to me, use a to-do list. Many of us do not have a to-do list. A to-do list is just simply taking a pen, a paper, and just write, what are the things that I have to do today? And you write it down. And I said, just pick only 3 things that you need to do that will move you closest to your goals, that will move you closest to your dreams, that will move you closest to your vision. That's how you are being productive. Don't just be random. I told you, when you go to the market without a budget, you end up wasting money. So you don't want to be going to the market with your time without budgeting it. 24 hours will pass, whether you like it or not. It is what you do with it that will determine your destiny. The difference between you and Dangote, the difference between you and whoever you admire is not necessarily magic or luck. It is what they do with their time. You have 24 hours. Dangote has 24 hours. What are you doing with your 24 hours? You see, it is what we do with our time that separates us. It is what we do with our time that distinguishes us. Okay. So the last key I want to share, I just have about 3 minutes. So I'll just round this off very, very quickly. The last key I want to share is that you must have a morning routine. You must have a morning routine. Write it down. You must have a morning routine. Please write that down. Oh, I just got a message from Fee that I can have 5 minutes on top of my time. Thank you so much, Fee. So you must have a morning routine. Very key. Listen to me. Why do you need a morning routine? A morning routine will help you begin the day with the intention to succeed. A morning routine prepares you for success for that day. I was watching a video yesterday on YouTube by what's his name? This guy that runs boats. Usain Bolt, yeah. I was watching a video of him before he begins any race. Usually the people who give them water, those kids who help athletes, he would either shake, what do you call this? I think it's knuckle. He would have a knuckle with them. He does that every single time before he begins a race. Before he begins a race. Any successful athlete will tell you that how they start a race will determine how they finish. How they start a race will determine how they finish. How they start a race will determine how they finish. How you start your day will determine how your day will go. This is why many people continue to waste their day. What are the activities you engage in every morning just after you wake up? That's what a morning routine is. You cannot be random. Many people wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is they begin to surf the internet. They begin to watch Facebook and the rest. Some of them start watching movies. Some of them just go out and just stroll. Some of them start eating immediately. A morning routine is a series of activities that you engage to program yourself for success. I want you to write that down. A morning routine is a series of activities that you engage every morning to program yourself for success. This is something that Robin Sharma teaches. This is something that Anthony Robbins teach. This is something that John C. Maxwell, any successful man they have a morning routine. What are the things that you do immediately you wake up? For me, immediately I wake up, immediately I open my eye, the first thing I do is that I begin to speak words of gratitude to my maker, to my creator. You can call it prayer, whatever you like. So when I wake up in the morning, I begin to say, thank you, God. Thank you for the opportunity to see this day. Immediately I am done, the next thing I do is that I move around, take a glass of water or 2 glasses of water, just move around to move my body, and then I come to the room. I have a series of activities. Usually it takes me 1 hour to complete my morning routine. So How you begin your day will determine how your day goes. You cannot be casual about your day and expect to have a profitable day. It is impossible. How you start your day will determine how it goes and how it finishes. So it is very, very key that you have a morning routine. What are the important components of a morning routine? Number one, have time for reading. Usually I read one chapter of the book of Proverbs every morning. Have a time for exercise. I exercise. How many of you know what a burpee is? A kind of exercise where you do a push-up, you jump up, you stand. I do 10 burpees. It's not the size of what you do, it's the consistency with which you do it. So consistency is more powerful than intensity, you see. So you don't want a cumbersome morning routine, just something that primes you up, something that helps you position you for the day. It could be taking a cup of coffee in the morning. It must be something that is programmed. See, go and study any successful person. These are the things that they have in place to be productive. So you want to have a morning routine that primes you up for the day, a morning routine that positions you for the day. It could be just 5 things you do immediately after you wake up to position yourself for the day. So very, very important. Okay, just a quick summary of what I shared. I started by saying that productivity, I started by letting us know that just because the years are counting does not mean you are moving forward. Just because you are saying happy new year, happy new month, it doesn't mean you are making progress. Okay, and I said your progress will affect your happiness and your fulfillment. You cannot be happy and fulfilled if you are not making progress. I went ahead and shared 2 points with us on productivity. I said the first point is that time does not change anything. It is what you do with your time and in time that determines your result. It's the law of seed time and harvest time. What you sow in time will determine what you take out of time. Okay, I went ahead and said just because you are busy does not mean you are moving forward. So don't be deceived that just because you are always doing a lot of activities, you are everywhere, it means you are being productive. In fact, the people who get the most result are people who do the few things, the things that really matter. So you need to sit and ask yourself, am I really moving forward or I am being busy? Am I being productive or I am just being busy? Okay, so I went ahead. I let us know that productivity is about making judicious use of your time. Your time is your destiny. What you do with your time will affect your destiny. I shared with us 3 keys to maximizing your day, to maximizing your time. The first key, I said, have a clear and compelling goal or vision. The second key is that you must plan every day. Listen to me. Don't miss any day without planning. Any day you don't plan, you have already wasted. So plan every day. This is what I will do. This is what I will do. Then lastly, I said you must begin every day with a morning routine. A programmed activity. It could just be 3 activities. I wake up, I pray, I exercise, I take a cup of coffee. Just a morning routine that positions you for success for that day. You do these 3 things, I assure you, you will experience a surge in your productivity. Let me quickly end by just really letting us know that there is so much potential in you. It cannot come out until you learn to maximize your time. Time is the currency for destiny. Whatever you give your time to, you are giving your life to. Make sure that you are intentional about your time. I'm not saying you should micromanage your time, but you must be intentional about how you spend your time. You need to go back, listen to what I've shared. Remember what I started by saying, that there are 3 levels of assimilation. There's awareness, there's understanding, and there's conviction. You listening to this now, you are just in the level of awareness. It cannot do you any good. You need to go and listen to it again at least 3 times. Go back, listen to this video at least 3 times so that it becomes, you truly understand. Whatever you don't understand and engage consistently will not produce result for you. So you want to go back, listen, understand the principles, the things that I've shared, and apply it in your life. And I assure you, you will see results. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Fee. Thank you so much, Fee.
Amazing.
Thanks
Amazing.
to my boss. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. such an enlightening session.
Thank you so
I
much.
was just, going ahead to write as many of the things I'll be taking action on myself too, and it's so amazing how you're able to break these things down. I don't know. Did people get value? If you got value, just go ahead and just type thank you. Just type thank you to Mr. Emmanuel Ahmadu. If you are sure that I'm not the only person that got value from this session, when these things come like this, right? They come to tell you that okay, there's still something ahead. There's still something bigger. You can still, you've gotten productive to this extent. That is good, but then there's still something bigger. Can you add this? Can you add that? And that's why I'm always very much interested in having this type of sessions where I just keep getting poured into the more and the more and the more so that I can increase. So I can see several people already saying thank you. I can see Cynthia, I can see Balkis, I can see David, I can see Osenbenga. Amazing, amazing. I'm sure that several people got value from this session. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. For those that
Thank
we
you
want
so
to
much.
reach maybe after now, or I don't know if there's still maybe a resource or something that's maybe they want to learn more about making better use of their time or how to become more productive. Either you have a resource on that they can check out.
Okay. For now, they can connect to me directly on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes.
On WhatsApp, right? Okay.
Yes, on WhatsApp. I'm most active on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp status. Well, you can actually send me a direct message on WhatsApp. I might reply a little bit late. Thank you so much for putting up the
Okay.
number feed.
All right,
I
great.
really
So for
appreciate
those
it.
that would want to connect with Mr. Emmanuel on
Just
WhatsApp
send me
directly, you can
your
just
first
use
name.
yes, just use this number, then send your first name, and then he will take it up from there. And I think that would be really 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 good. Thank you so much for having this session with us. There are some things you said that maybe I'll just do a quick buttressing on. One thing I've seen over time personally from getting to talk with people is sometimes when people say they want something, they do not want it.
True.
Learn from you. I want to be like you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you step back and look at their actions, and you find out that they don't want this. Because you're like you want someone to mentor you. You've not gone through anything the person has written. You've not gone through. The person has books. You've not read it. The person has posts on Facebook for free. You've not gone through it. The person has a session like this coming up. You see the flyer. You do not attend, right? But then you say you want this and you want that. So most times I step back and I say, okay, this person said he wants this. You want to learn Facebook ads. Have you watched any video on YouTube on that? No, you've not. Why have you not? You don't want to learn it. You don't want to. You think you want to, but you don't. So actions has a way of, talking to you. Your actions has a way of talking to you. So there are people that came to this session right now that are live right now. I'm talking to everyone at the moment that came to this session because they wanted to be productive. Now you're here. Now you have learned. The next thing is, did you really want to be productive? If you really wanted to be productive, the sign that you want to be productive is that you are going to take these three things. In fact, you sit down with this video again, you take these three steps. First of all, making sure your compelling vision or your goal is clear, then making sure you're planning every day. You can start tomorrow. Then try and see how you can create a morning routine. If you need more help with that, of course, Mr. Emmanuel has already sent his WhatsApp number in. Probably you can book for a consultation or something. Okay, you have issues with creating your morning routine. What are the components of a morning routine? There are some things he can't share here right now. There are some things that go into a good morning routine. So you need to learn these things. So do you want to be productive? Are you willing to tell yourself that I want to prove the things that I learned from the winning mindset for the next 3 months? I want to prove if what Mr. Emmanuel taught me was actually real or not. Try it. Make a bet on yourself. I told myself that if it is true that mentorship can lift a man, I am going to make myself an example. Like that bet I made on myself, that's what has taken me this far. So I keep making those type of bets. I'm like, okay, if this is true, let my life be an example of it. If it's true that personal development can lift somebody, let me put myself so much into it. And if it's a lie, at the end of 3 years, I'll say, no, I tried this and it didn't work out. Let it be that I have tried it to the best, to the highest level for a sufficient period of time. Then I'll know if it works out or not. So thank you so much for the things that you've shared. I hope that everyone is able to go ahead and learn, go ahead and grow with it. we'll still get to talk with you after now. We'll share the WhatsApp link in the Winning Mindset channel for those that want to just connect with you from there. Just to make sure that everybody gets to have that. So thank you so much, sir. See you back.
Thank you so much, Fee. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, great. So for every other person, I am sure you got value from the session today. I am happy to officially announce on behalf of my mentor, Mr. Elisha Marman, that the July edition of the Winning Mindset is going to be a physical meeting, but it will be a blended session. How many of you are happy about that? How many of you are excited about that? So it's going to be a physical meeting in the city of Kaduna, okay? But it will be a blended session. And by blended session, I mean that although it's a physical meeting, okay, there will still be the live component of it. So for those of you that are not in Kaduna State, those of you that are in, both within and outside the country, you can still get to be a part of it, but then it will be a physical session. So what do you need to do? How do you prepare for that? Number one, when the registration links are out, and it will be out anytime now, when registration links are out, make sure you register. We're going to have a dedicated registration link for that so that we can maintain the necessary COVID protocols. So only those that are registered will actually be able to attend, properly registered. So make sure you register. Make sure you invite your friends. If you're not in Kaduna right now, when the flyers are out, send it personally to your friends in Kaduna. Tell them that they need to be a part of this because it's going to be a super, super, super amazing. All right. So the July edition of the Winning Mindset will be a physical session. All right. So after the session, what you need to do is there will be some things that you've learned from today. I forgot to take a screenshot with Mr. Emmanuel, Ahmadu, right? But then you can just share a screenshot from the event, share what you learned, tag the Winning Mindset on Instagram at eWinningMindset. You can see that tag at eWinningMindset on Instagram, and we're going to repost your pictures. All right. Officially, on behalf of my mentor, Mr. Elisha Marman, I would like to thank you all for being a part of the June edition of the Winning Mindset. I'm glad you got value. I'm glad that you were a part of this. I'm glad that you're going ahead to become more productive than you were before you started the session. And I am going to see all of you in July. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep winning. Have a winning mindset.